In ancient England, hunters trained their dogs using a peculiar method. They would drag a smoked, pungent fish, a red herring, across the trail to confuse the dogs and test their ability to stay on the true scent. Many young hounds, overwhelmed by the strong smell, would lose track and chase the red herring instead. This practice gave birth to the term red herring, a symbol of distraction. In logic and argumentation, a red herring is not just a mistake, it's a tactic designed to derail attention from the truth. And today millions are being led off course, not by fish, but by false doctrines, popular trends, and cinematic theology. Teachings that sound convincing, feel dramatic, but aren't rooted in Scripture. One of the most widespread theological red herrings today is the belief in a 7-year tribulation, a doctrine that has captured imaginations, inspired movies, and stirred fear more than understanding. But where did it come from? What if I told you the entire idea hangs on just one verse in the Bible? That verse is Daniel 9:27. Ye shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. 1 week. That's 7 years. From that short phrase, a global doctrine has been constructed. Have you heard it? The Antichrist will rule the world. He'll sign a peace treaty with Israel, rebuild the temple, and plunge the world into chaos. Sounds dramatic, sounds cinematic. But here's the question no one's asking. Where is all of that in the Bible? It's not there. Not in the way it's being taught. Here's the twist. Modern teachers claim that this final week hasn't happened yet. That there's a mysterious 2,000-year gap between the 69th and 70th weeks of Daniel's prophecy. To make sense of this, let me illustrate. Imagine you're sitting in an exam. The teacher says, you have 70 minutes to complete your test. You get to minute 69 and the teacher suddenly says, stop. You'll finish the final minute in 2,000 years. Absurd, right? That's exactly what the gap theory does to Bible prophecy. This 7-year period, supposedly about temple rebuilding, global chaos, and Antichrist's rise, is claimed to be the last week. But it's been ripped out of context, severed from the first 69 weeks that clearly point to Jesus Christ. Here's the truth. The 70-week prophecy in Daniel 9 is about the Messiah, not the Antichrist. The covenant was confirmed by Christ, not a future political leader. The 70th week began when Jesus was baptized in AD 27. In the middle of that week, 1 to 2 years later, he was crucified in AD 31, putting an end to the sacrificial system. The prophecy concluded in AD 34 when the gospel turned to the Gentiles after the stoning of Stephen. There is no prophetic gap. There is no future 7-year tribulation. This teaching is a red herring, a powerful distraction that diverts attention away from the central message of Daniel 9. The death of Christ, the end of animal sacrifices, and the confirmation of the new covenant. But it didn't end there. This doctrine, that a 7-year tribulation awaits in the future, wasn't simply an accident. It was designed. It originated in the late 1500s, when Jesuit priest Francisco Ribera developed the theory of futurism to deflect attention away from the papacy, which reformers identified as the Antichrist. By pushing the fulfillment of prophecy into the distant future, Ribera gave the Catholic Church a theological shield. Centuries later, this theory was revived by John Nelson Darby, a British preacher who built an entire system around it. Dispensationalism. Then came the Scofield Reference Bible. Published in the early 1900s, it included Darby's ideas as commentary, printed right beside Scripture. This made the interpretations look biblical, even though they weren't. And finally, Hollywood got involved. Books, movies, and media, especially the Left Behind series, transformed the idea into a thrilling story of suspense and fear. Not because the Bible said it, but because it sells. Let's not fall for it. Let us not be like hounds chasing a smoked fish. Let us return to the path. The trail that leads straight to Jesus Christ, his finished work, and the fulfilled prophecies of Daniel 9. God bless you.